Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
Okay, I've had a few hours to calm down, but honestly, I'm still shaking with rage and heartbreak. I almost wish I could cry, but I think I'm just too stunned. My husband, Evan, and I are expecting our first baby in just a few weeks. It's been a really tough pregnancy, lots of nausea, exhaustion, and honestly, a fair bit of anxiety. To cope, I started designing and hand-stitching a baby quilt for the nursery. It became my little sanctuary. Each tiny stitch, each carefully chosen piece of fabric, some were even from my grandmother's old sewing box, passed down to me, was a meditation. It was my way of connecting with our baby, of nesting, and proving to myself that even with the anxiety whispering doubts, I could create something beautiful and meaningful. I've spent literally hundreds of hours on it over the past 6 months. It's a delicate, minimalist design, soft pastels, intricate geometric patterns, a true heirloom piece. I was about a week away from finishing the final border. Yesterday, I had a crucial late-stage prenatal appointment. Evan was at work. My mother-in-law, Darlene, had offered to pop by the house to drop off some prepared meals she'd made for us. A kind gesture, I thought. She has a spare key for emergencies, which we generally trust her with. I told her I'd be out for a few hours, but she could just leave them on the counter. I got home, utterly drained but feeling good about the appointment. I walked into the nursery, intending to check on my quilt, which was draped carefully over my sewing mannequin. My stomach dropped like a lead balloon. The quilt was finished, but it wasn't my quilt. Darlene had apparently decided my plain design needed some pizzazz. She had taken my almost finished, carefully curated heirloom quilt and machine-embroidered huge, garish cartoon animal patches all over it. Not just a few, but a whole jungle of bright, clashing colors and glittery threads, right over my delicate hand-stitched patterns. She'd also machine-sewn a loud, ruffled, polka-dotted border around it, the complete opposite of the serene, elegant linen one I had painstakingly prepared. The fabric from my grandmother, now obliterated under a grinning, sequined monkey. I just stood there, staring. Then I saw a note on the sewing table. "Brooke, darling, I just couldn't stand to see it looking so unfinished and boring. It needed life. I had such fun making it perfect for our little one. Love, Darlene." I felt like someone had punched me in the gut. All those hours, all that love, the fabric from my grandmother, gone, ruined. This wasn't help. This was an act of complete disregard and control. Evan came home a little later and found me in the nursery, silently putting away my sewing supplies, completely numb. When he asked what was wrong, I just pointed at the monstrosity on the mannequin. He immediately called Darlene, putting her on speaker. "Mom, what did you do to Brooke's quilt?" he asked, his voice tight. Her response, "Oh, honey, don't be silly. It was almost done, but it just looked so bare. I thought Brooke might be too tired to finish it properly, so I stepped in. It looks so much better now, right? And I even had some spare scraps from my own craft stash that matched perfectly." The kicker is, Darlene has her own crafting room, overflowing with fabrics and projects she starts and rarely finishes. She always criticizes my boring taste and minimalist designs, preferring loud, busy patterns. She never finishes her own projects because she gets distracted, but she felt entitled to finish mine, and in the most Darlene way possible. She probably even gave away my actual carefully sorted scraps of expensive linen and silk to one of her friends, thinking they were useless. I salvaged what I could, the backing, which she hadn't touched, but the front, the heart of it, is irreversibly destroyed. I'm utterly heartbroken. It's not just fabric, it's the symbol of my journey, my connection, my pride. She took that from me. I feel so lost and violated. How do I even begin to address this? I don't want that quilt anywhere near my baby. Evan is furious and wants to go talk to her, but I don't know what to say or do. I feel like she just threw away hundreds of hours of my life and a piece of my heart. The community offered support. Readers would likely advise Brooke and Evan to immediately revoke Darlene's spare key and establish extremely firm boundaries regarding her access to their home and personal projects. They would also suggest prioritizing Brooke's emotional well-being, during her pregnancy and emphasizing that Darlene's actions were a severe breach of trust and respect, requiring clear consequences. User Boundary Boss said, "Brooke, I am so incredibly sorry. This isn't just about a quilt, it's about a complete disrespect for your boundaries, your emotional labor, and your personal space. Revoke that spare key immediately. Evan needs to be a brick wall with his mother and make it clear this behavior is unacceptable and will have consequences. Your mental health during pregnancy is paramount. This quilt was a symbol of your love, and she desecrated it." User Crafty But Cautious said, "Oh my God, I feel this deep in my soul. My mother-in-law once helped me organize my spice rack by throwing out half my expensive, lesser-used spices because she didn't recognize them and assumed they were old. It's that same entitled attitude of I know better, or I'll just do it my way. Your feelings are absolutely valid. Don't let her near anything else you value, especially after the baby arrives. You deserve so much better." User Playing Devil's Advocate said, "While her actions were definitely over the line, did Darlene have any idea how much this quilt meant to you, specifically the heirloom aspect? Sometimes people genuinely think they're being helpful, even when they're terribly misguided. Maybe try to explain the significance before jumping to full no contact."
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.